Alright guys, so I just want to go over a couple of notes that I took while reading the patch notes today for the Season 1. So, Rabies did not do any damage to like enemies that were really close to you, so that might need to be tested. So, Rabies was pretty bad early on and like pretty much throughout the game and even later in the end game. But maybe with the new fix to Rabies actually doing damage, it might actually do like be something that is usable a little bit for the early levels. So I'm going to be testing this, but I don't expect this to be super good, but we'll see. So these are just kind of notes that I took. Fix an issue where clones of a monster with a suppressor affix would also have the suppressor affix. So once you have like one monster with suppressor, when he does his clones, they have a bunch of suppressor affixes as well, and basically, especially on the Tornado Druid, that was a real pain in the ass. So that is fixed, and it was a bug, so I'm glad that they fixed this. Something that really surprises me, the channel time for the Leave Dungeon ability has been increased from 3 to 5 seconds. So when you go into your shortcut wheel and you do exit dungeon, it will take 5 seconds now instead of 3 seconds. No idea why they did this, but they did. Yeah, thank you, Blizzard, right? Level scaling inside dungeons and most overworld territories has been adjusted in World Tier 3 and 4. Monsters will begin to trail behind a player in level after a certain point. So basically what they did is they took World Tier 3, and all the monsters in World Tier 3 will now be minimum level 55 until you're like 5 levels above, and then they will just follow you 5 levels behind you. So since the capstone dungeon for World Tier 3 is level 50, if you do it at the corresponding level, you'll enter World Tier 3 5 levels behind the monsters, and then you'll have like kind of a sense of progression as you become stronger. I think this is just made for, you know, like newer players that kind of want to have that sense of progression with their characters, like entering World Tier 3 and then getting one level closer to the monster, you get like more and more power and you feel more powerful. But overall, I don't think that's going to change much, except for maybe speedrunning strategies, and maybe like going into World Tier 3 is going to be a little bit scarier than it used to be, because mobs used to be level 53, now they're 55, and for World Tier 4, mobs are going to be level 75 minimum. So yeah, that's for these changes. We're adjusting bonus experience awards for killing monsters that are higher in level than the players. So basically, before, if the monster was 3 levels higher than you, you would get 25% bonus experience. Now, if the monster is 3 levels higher than you, you will only get 4.5% at plus 3 levels. And at plus 10 levels above you, you only get plus 15%. So they thought that we were killing monsters too high level for us too easily. So they basically nerfed the extra bonus experience that we're getting. So yeah, that is a pretty significant nerf for stronghold farming strategies, where you exit back to the main menu and you come back in the game. And in strongholds, mobs are always like a couple levels above you. We used to be able to get like a significant portion of the XP bonus, but now you'll only be getting like significantly less. We're also adjusting experience awards for monster level offsets for higher world tiers. What does this mean? This means say goodbye to your power leveling. At least the way it is right now with the amount of time. They really took power leveling and nerfed it to the ground. I don't know, I haven't tested so far. But instead, so when you were level 1 and going into World Tier 4 and your buddy was running you a Nightmare Dungeon, you were getting the same XP as if the mob was level 100. Now you'll be getting the same XP as if the mob is level 11. So the level of the monster will only always be 10 levels above you instead of 100 in World Tier 4. That is going to significantly reduce, significantly increase the time it takes to power level a friend. But as again, I did not test this. I don't know what is going to be the exact change in time. But yeah, getting to level 50 should be a little bit longer now. So that's pretty much what they said. Helltide monsters are now 3 levels higher than the player instead of 2, but they're making Helltides a little bit more dangerous. And the Tortured Gift of Mysteries chest have its cost increased to 250 Aberrant Cinders from 175. So getting all 4 chests, or maybe even 6 chests, I don't think you're ever going to be able to get 6 chests now. But getting all 4 chests, if you have a pretty good Helltide spawn time, is going to be more difficult, and the monsters are going to be more dangerous. So all interactable objects in Helltide zones now have a small chance of dropping aberrant cinders, and they also fixed a couple of bugs where some monsters were dropping like the shamans resummoning monsters were always dropping aberrant cinders. That's been fixed. So yeah, Helltide's nerfed, nerfed. It's a Helltide nerf. Like the monsters are higher level, and it takes more cinders to open up the chests. In terms of Druid buffs and nerfs, so some little notes I took there. Storm Strike damage reduction is reduced from 25% to 15%. So we're gonna take more damage. Basically, throughout the patch, they made us way squishier than we used to be. Like pretty much all across the board. Masochistic, which usually with every critical strike that we did with shape-shifting skills, we would heal for 3% health. Now it's a lucky hit chance of 75%. What does this mean for your Tornado Druid, for example? Well, you now have around an 8% chance when you crit with a shape-shifting skill to heal for 3%. It's a very significant nerf. Like, it's a huge nerf to our survivability. So yeah, Nightmare Dungeon 100 with Tornado Wolf. We'll see about that. I don't think so. Symbiotic aspect cooldown reduction reduced from 4.8 to 3, from 4 to 8 to 3 to 5 seconds. That's the aspect that was used for the Earthen Bulwark build. So Earthen Bulwark used to put the 8 second on the amulet to get to 12 second to reduce the cooldown of all of your skills by 12 seconds, and then you could just spam Earthen Bulwark. Now the maximum we're going to be able to get on the amulet is going to be like 7.5 seconds. And if you put it on a two-hander, it's going to be 10 seconds. So this might very well kill the build for Earthen Bulwark. We'll have to see. And yeah, so not only this, but they also reduce the amount of cooldown you get from every single piece and from your implicit on your totems. So we're getting way less cooldown, and they're nerfing Symbiotic aspect cooldown. So yeah, pretty much goodbye to the Bulwark build, but we'll see. I haven't seen anything mentioning the damage scaling with monster level with Bulwark or with like the Hydras. So we'll have to see about that. Prime Grizzly Rage now grants Unstoppable for 6 seconds instead of while active. What does this mean? It means that Grizzly Rage will not give you permanent Unstoppable. Now you will only have Unstoppable for 6 seconds. Pretty big nerf again for the Druid, as pretty much all of the best builds were using Grizzly Rage. And Unstoppable, permanent Unstoppable is goodbye. Not only this, but also, so permanent Unstoppable is gone, and now we're just gonna have to like get CC'd, right? Increased bonus to drop Ancestral and Sacred items in Nightmare Dungeons from 5 to 10%. So basically, a couple of changes they did is that they reduced the chance for monsters outside of Nightmare Dungeons, so regular dungeons come to mind, to drop extra equipment from elites, and then they increased pretty much everything inside the Nightmare Dungeon, including more yellow drops at the end, possibility to get like 2 legendary items at the end of your Nightmare Dungeon, and yeah, they increased just the chance to drop Ancestral and Sacred items. So they want us to farm Nightmare Dungeons way more, and then farm the regular dungeon way less when we are in higher world tiers. And yeah, so my last notes here: cooldown reduction reduced by about 30%. Total armor, these are stats by the way on gear. Total armor stats reduced by 30%. They also nerfed Disobedience. Total armor while in Werebear and Werewolf form reduced as well. The one thing that is good for the Druid is that we are the only class that gets total armor while in Werewolf or in Werebear form. So this one is multiplicative with our total armor stat. So anything you get, so you have your base armor, and then you have your Disobedience and total armor that are lumped up together in the same bucket. And then you have armor while in werebear or werewolf form. That is a multiplier for all of your armor together like this. Overall, pretty cool changes, I think. I really like the fact that we're probably not going to be able to clear Nightmare Dungeon 100 as easily now, and even Uber Lilith, I'd say. Although Uber Lilith is more of a DPS check than like a real tanky check. So, and some of the things, I'm gonna put the links below on the max roll for the max roll patch notes here. It's easier to read on max roll because they have pretty much all of the they have like some mouse over that you can see the skills and the aspect that they changed. So there are some pretty interesting Malignant hearts. I think for Druid specifically, you gain 40 to 60% critical strike damage, but your non-crit strikes deal 20 to 50% less damage. So because we have Earth and Might where we always crit, this Tempting Fate should be pretty powerful. There's a lot of other ones. It's going to be a pretty big theory craft patch. So our Druid specific one for offense is kills have a 5% chance to summon a wolf companion to your side for 30 seconds, and you gain +3 to wolves. If this does not have a cap, like this means that we might be able to get, I don't know, like +9, +15, +20, plus, you know, we might be able to get like +30 to wolves, and having an army of wolves with us, like maybe, I don't know, with like 15 wolves with +30 skills. So we don't know. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool season, and I can't wait to blast it. And as always, I am going to be racing for World First Hardcore 100 on the 20th. So that is in 2 days, on Thursday. I hope to see you there. If you're blasting, good luck. Good luck with your season. Good luck with your item hunting. And I hope you have a lot of fun on the Malignant season of Diablo 4, which is going to be a big theory crafting season in my opinion. Thank you so much, guys, and see you guys in the next video.